welcome to Final Fights. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who is currently practicing jiu-jitsu near an open fire hydrant. It's Tom Trezemer.
Yeah, come on.
Get him, break his neck. So we're talking about the final fight between Mr. Joshua, played by Gary Busey, and Martin Riggs, Mel Gibson, in Lethal Weapon. And I'd never noticed this before, Tom, but in this movie, which was 1987, before the populace knew about, Hoist Gracie from UFC 1 and Pride and all the MMA. MMA was around, absolutely. There were, Japanese MMA, or jiu-jitsu, Japanese jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. But I'm watching this fight from 87. Before Hoist Gracie and the Gracies sort of became really popular, I'm watching this, and Mel Gibson transitions from an armbar on Mr. Joshua in the end to a fight-winning triangle. So I'm watching this fight. I'm expecting just an 80s sock 'em up, like a Broken Arrow type brawl. But there's judo throws in this. I mean, Mr. Joshua, played by Gary Busey, lands a beautiful judo throw of Riggs, and it ends with nice jujitsu. I found online Joe Rogan announcing the ending finish. He's transitioned to an armbar. Ooh, it's tight. He's out.
Oh, that's
He's
awesome.
out. Yeah, and it's technical jujitsu. It was really weird to see in a 1987 movie. Because that jiu-jitsu really didn't exist in these kinds of films.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, this is literally light years ahead of these type of throwing moves, jiu-jitsu moves, arm bars, holds, chokeouts, and all that stuff that we've never really seen before in movies. I mean, obviously, the martial arts was kind of in full swing, or starting. I don't know if it was necessarily in full swing yet in 87, but it was getting closer to that point where you were getting those type of martial arts moves in movies, but you weren't getting the mixed martial arts stuff going on.
It was so I did some research. I'm like, there's jujitsu in this movie. You don't just bust out jujitsu on somebody in a 1980s movie and not have a trainer. So I found out that Rorion Gracie, one of the great, famous Gracie families of jujitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, trained Mel Gibson in this because he and Gary Busey, since they're special ops, since they're pretty much everything rolled into one, they really wanted to know kind of different types of fights. So they trained them how to use judo, capoeira, jiu-jitsu, and a thing they call jailhouse rock, which is insane to me. But, okay, so this fight, I also love how they created the rain on it. So there's a lot of fights that just look better when it's raining. You and I know this. We're on sets because, the light reflects better. It just works better. But I love that Mr. Joshua kills those two cops. He hits a fire hydrant. And then the water is basically in a rainstorm, but it's coming from a fire hydrant, which is hilarious to me that they did it. But I still think it looks really cool.
Oh, it looks fantastic. It looks great.
It's just, and I don't know. And I liked how it was lit by the police helicopter. I like how Roger Murtaugh is keeping everybody back, giving assists when he can.
No, it's interesting that you bring up the lighting aspect because it is that the police helicopter has a spotlight coming down, but it's not a steady light coming from a steady source. You can feel that light constantly moving around as the two characters are moving around throughout the front yard having this brawl. So it really heightens that chaotic approach to everything.
Every time I watch this fight, so basically what happens is, if you've seen Lethal Weapon, you just know that, you have Murtaugh and Riggs, they get paired up in the beginning. You know that they're both really good shots at the gun range. We learn that, which comes into play later. We learn that they're highly trained. We learn that they're kind of crazy. And as the movie goes by, all this stuff happens. There's some double crosses. There's some people killed. There's special forces, yada, yada, yada. It all ends up with Mr. Joshua, the henchman of, oh man, I forget his name. He's the henchman of,
man. And,
let's see.
Said it.
Oh, General Peter McAllister.
McAllister,
yeah,
that's
and
right.
So we know that he's tough. We know that Mr. Joshua can take lighters underneath his arm and not get hurt. We know he's Shadow Company in the Vietnam War, U.S. Special Forces. So at the end, we have Mr. Joshua against Riggs, just two badass Special Forces guys outside the home of Murtaugh, played by Danny Glover. And
yeah, it's... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I want to ask you a question. How annoyed do you get when Mr. Joshua picks up that piece of wood?
Oh, is it the wood or the flagpole that he starts swinging?
It's just one of those. It's a flagpole. It's a hunk of something, and it just seems so cheap. It annoys me. And he's swinging it terribly. That's the thing that takes me out of this fight.
I don't think it doesn't take me out of the fight. I think what it gets me is that at that point, Joshua knows that he can't beat Riggs physically. So
No.
he's going to have to find a way to overcome it. And so he picks up that giant chunk of whatever it is, and, goes to town like it's a Louisville Slugger.
Do you think the way they established this fight was Mr. Joshua is physically stronger, but Riggs is more wily? Because there's two moments in this where Gary Busey just picks up Mel Gibson and just slams him on the ground and then slams him on a police car.
I think just raw power or maybe upper body strength. Joshua might have it, but I think it's also showcasing Riggs's lower strength. Like, he's got the stamina in his legs. He's youthful. He's younger. He's clearly probably 10 years younger than Joshua is at that point. Like, you gotta remember, like, Joshua, Riggs, and Murtaugh all came out of the Vietnam War, as you already mentioned.
Yeah.
And Riggs and Joshua were both part of Shadow Company. But it makes you wonder that since they were both part of that, they were both obviously unhinged and something is wrong with both these guys, but they're two sides of the same coin. So it makes me wonder if they've at least heard of each other before this.
Oh, they had to have. They had to have known about each other.
So it's like,
these guys are tough.
Yeah, but it's like Riggs's first line to him, after they pseudo arrest him and pull him out of the house is, "So what do you say, Jack? Would you like a shot at the title?"
Yeah, I love that.
So it's like that's setting that whole thing up, and it's like I think he knows that Busey's the type of guy that can lay one hit and knock him out, but it's if he can withstand those hits and weather the storm.
No, I think you're absolutely right. It just bums. I get bummed with Gary Busey every time he has to start pulling these techniques. I'm like, come on, man. And then he just picks him up and slams him.
He must have wrestled too. Because that the throw that you were talking about, that is a good solid hip toss.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
right?
that is good.
Like, there's wrestling and judo in that. Like, so I'm watching this fight, and remember we did the Broken Arrow episode, and it's a classic American slugfest, but you're watching their form, and you're like, these guys have no idea what they're doing, but it's a beautiful fight. But when you're right with his hip placement and his legs, like that's a good throw. Like that I love that about it.
And I think what sets this apart, especially from, just a good American slugfest that's in Broken Arrow, is this one, these guys clearly have technique and they know what they're doing. It's just whether or not they want to block and parry the other guy.
Yeah.
Like, they both just seem so content to take a punch just to see if they can take it.
It's interesting, too, how Riggs is the crazier one, and that allows him to get thrown all over the place. Like, Riggs really overcommits when he gets tossed around the first time. And I don't know, I dig that. I mean, there's 37 total strikes in this film, but I keep thinking there's more. But then as you count it, you're like, oh, wow, I guess there's not that many. And I found out something really cool. Do you want to hear something neat?
Yes.
All right, so the stunt coordinator on this, the fight choreographer, his name is Bobby Bass. So I don't know if you've ever heard about him, but, I mean, this guy, he won a stunt award for his driving in To Live and Die in L.A., I mean, this guy worked on Predator, Rocky V. He worked on Last Action Hero, The Crow. I mean, this guy's been around everywhere. Now, Bobby Bass, there's a thing, though. He is known for popularizing the headbutt in cinema. So he helped popularize the use of the headbutt in barroom fights. Isn't that crazy? So when you watch this movie, the headbutt that's in this, that's a great headbutt. And then when you watch Lethal Weapon 4, they triple that with headbutts. So this guy, the stunt choreographer, coordinator on this, he popularized the headbutt, Bobby Bass, the guy who set this fight up.
That's cool.
Isn't it?
That's cool, because this has a very good headbutt in it,
yes,
isn't it?
It does.
Doesn't it have two headbutts? The first one's initiated by Riggs. He headbutts Joshua, and then Joshua in turn headbutts him back and knocks him down.
I love that duel of the headbutts. It's like the duel of the fates. This is the duel of the headbutts. And Joshua's stronger once again. He drops Riggs a lot, kicks him on the ground, drops him with that headbutt.
Headbutt's so funny because you can tell Riggs is like, oh, I'm going to get him and sneak one in. And Josh was like, F you, dude. Takes it on the nose. It comes right back with it and just powerhouses him.
I do love that the headbutts open up cuts on both these guys. Like, these guys' faces towards the end are nice and cut up. I really dug that about them. And I don't know, I think it's just a funny idea. Like, we need to get this thing in the rain, so let's just hit a fire hydrant that shoots perfectly where these guys fight. It's ridiculous. And
it's such a good chaotic fight, especially the the opening few moments of it, you know, when the water starts coming down, Murtaugh's over there trying to keep everybody back and being like, yo, I take full responsibility of this. Police brutality type of battle to the death in my front yard. Everything is cool. But then like the actual physical shots of the fight are so tight and close and chaotic that you really don't know, at least for me, I didn't know who was hitting who at one point.
Yeah,
It was
especially
just
yeah,
literally a brawl in the mud.
in the beginning you don't really know because the camera's so close. Sorry to interrupt you there, man. My bad. But the camera's so close. Is that kind of what you're like in the beginning? I didn't know what was really going on.
Yes. Yeah. And then kind of once the rhythm starts to get going and you figuring out, you know, what these guys can do and their styles are, I feel like the camera kind of backs off and then it lets you more see what is happening.
And I wrote that. I was like, it's better when they go to the wider shots where you get to see the spinning elbows. Oh,
yes.
Followed by a headbutt. Oh, man.
But it's like, I think that was all set up for that reason, just to add to that chaos and tension of the beginning of the fight.
No, I think you're absolutely right because this is a bunkyard brawl in a front yard of a house between two special forces guys who are kind of crazy. So I think you kind of have to film it, like you said, close up, handheld, chaotic. I mean, Donner's doing this. They had the budget, so I think it's a smart way to shoot that movie. I think it fits their personalities too, these two guys.
And, you know, I think the whole location of the fight, too, at Murtaugh's house, you know, really brings the whole Riggs character arc in full circle. Because, like, you know, the guy's a suicidal maniac through most of the movie. You know, he's a loner. He lives in a trailer house on a beach with his dog, Sam. But then it's like, you know, over the course of the movie, he actually gets to know the Murtaughs and the family. So it's like, of course, this final fight against his equal had to be on his friend's house, defending his family and defending, you know, their home. So, like, there's no other place that this fight could have happened. It had to be there, which I think is cool.
Can I ask you a question? After watching Loaded Weapon with Emilio Estevez and Sam Jackson, whenever Mel Gibson goes into his trailer, do you not expect it to be huge in there?
I do.
Right?
Every time he opens the door, I think it's going to be some giant mansion.
That wrecked.
Loaded Weapon ruined that trailer home for me.
Right? It legit wrecked it, right? Because I laugh every time I see that trailer and when he goes inside. Oh, it makes me so happy. I love all the ADR dialogue in this fight. Eat this!
Come on. Show me what you got.
And then the yell and front kick that he lands.
He's so unhinged.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a good, so we talked about this in our Broken Arrow episode. I know, wait, is this where he throws a nice kind of front, not like a front spin kick, but like a swing kick. He throws like a crescent kick. How would you compare his crescent kick against, let's see, Christian Slater's in Broken Arrow?
Oh, against Riley's? Oh my gosh. Riggs would demolish Riley.
Yeah.
He would demolish Deakins in a heartbeat.
I saw that swing kick and I went, that's for real. That's a good swing kick.
That is a good kick.
Now, any guesses on how long this fight is?
3 minutes, 40-second range, probably.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You do your research, I forget. No, I mean, I think that's a perfect length for a fight, because I've done some that are 9 minutes and I love it, but this one, I don't think I'd want it longer or shorter. I think it tells the story in that time. And I like that he leaves them alive, and then at the end they both shoot him because they're so great with shooting people.
Oh, yeah. And that's such a beautiful shot, too, of them shooting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for 87, how it's really impressive, that slow motion, how they would have transitioned. I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. It's like they were shooting 48 frames a second, and then they went back into the 24. It's like all that was done in camera. So, like, the technical aspects of, you know, not only the fight, but the camera work and the lighting of this are truly amazing.
So I know in around 99, people had the capability to, in camera at the same time with something speeded up then slow down the footage. I wonder if they had that. They had to have had that in 87, right?
They did. I know they did, but I don't know. Again, I'm not a camera dude, so I don't know, especially with these old film stock cameras.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can do it while it's actually recording or not.
Got it.
So I don't know if that was just some smooth technique with the editing or what they did. I'd have to go and ask a camera nerd.
That's my biggest regret. I spent so much time on film sets and I never talked to people about. I'd be hanging out with camera people just talking about movies. I wish I would have asked them more about what lenses they were using. What do you got there?
I don't know that stuff very well either.
Now that I started teaching film and I learned a lot more about it because dealing with all the cameras, and I think about my time on set and I get a little bummed. But it's not like you and I could just be sitting there chatting up the camera people because most of the time they're salty.
No, I would have been wrangling all that background.
Yeah, exactly.
Helping Murtaugh keep everybody back.
Yeah, exactly. I would have been deep background locking somebody up. No crosses in this one, which makes me happy. There's no Kate Beckinsale running in the background like in the Van
No,
Helsing.
there is one cross at the very beginning of the fight where so they start fighting. Murtaugh runs out to keep everybody back, and there's approaching cruiser, and there's some gal in her bathrobe that runs in front of the cop car. Like away from the house, like maybe it's a neighbor trying to get to the other side. Like the cross makes sense, but I remember that sticking out as that being really the only thing, and that made me happy.
I love strategic crosses, not unnecessary crosses. I dig it. So what's your favorite part of this fight? What's your, like, when you're watching this, what do you most look forward to?
I think it might be that point where it's kind of contradictory to what you're saying because you don't like the pole or whatever it is. I kind of like when they pick it up because that's when they get really dirty. But I like it when Murtaugh throws Riggs like that, the billy club.
Yeah.
And he blocks a couple of those, and then he starts swinging around, and then he just starts going, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And then I like it also when he's trying to, Joshua's trying to drown him. And
in the puddle?
Murtaugh's going, let me take him. Yeah, in the puddle.
No.
And you just get this really deep guttural, no.
I love that no, by the way. I mean, I love. Off. Yeah, but what does he say? Let me take him. That's what he says. Let me take him. Oh, no, wait, no.
Love that.
No, Murtaugh says let me take him. Or does.
Yeah, Murtaugh says let me take him.
Yeah, and then no. Oh man, I love it. I love that. That makes me so happy. But I guess I like the primal yelling of it. I like the mood they captured. I like the story it told. And I kind of like that Mel Gibson allowed himself to be slightly fallible in this fight. He
gets beat up.
Yeah, he gets flipped. He gets dumped on a cop car. And it's a good narrative. Like, when's the last time? Okay, we watch a lot of these. We've talked about a lot of these fights on these, and mainly it's between. There's some larger than life. There's sword fights, but as far as a fist fight goes, this is probably one of my favorite. In the fact of how I just like how real. Not real, obviously, but no, I'd say it's quite. Obviously, no movie fight's going to be real, but this might be one of the more real.
I think it's one of the more realistic.
There it is. That's the word. Air quotes, real, that you're going to see. I like that when Mel Gibson or when Riggs makes a mistake and gets too committed, he gets slammed. I like that a guy loses and starts cheating. I don't know. I dig it. I think it's a cool fight, and I still laugh about the fire hydrant soaking him. But
and I think another thing too with this movie, when they were filming it and then obviously editing and preparing for the release, the sequel hadn't even been greenlit. From what I've been reading, they didn't even, in their wildest dreams, didn't even think of a sequel. So it's like this whole fight is based off of, that Riggs could possibly lose, and then that's it. He dies, and then, Murtaugh continues, being a cop for another few years before he retires, and then that's, we don't ever get another movie.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So they just kind of, everything gets settled in this one, is kind of what you're saying, right? They don't.
Yeah, in my opinion, too, for the fight, it's like I think they had a couple alternate endings. Like I don't think Riggs was ever going to particularly die in this fight, but they also didn't make the fight knowing that there was going to be a sequel.
Yeah. No, you're right. I dig that. Okay, and then I guess one more thing is, why do they keep wanting people to be taken alive in movies?
Man, I don't know. I don't think Gary Busey should be taken alive in any movie. I don't think he is taken alive in most movies, but like, why even give the guy a chance?
Man, I'm still salty from when Gary Busey blows up in Under Siege.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess that leads to a Steven Seagal, Tommy Lee Jones knife fight. Yes. But, I felt...
So let me ask you really quick.
Yeah.
Where does this rank in the all-time Christmas fights?
Okay, all-time Christmas fights. So, I mean, Die Hard, there's not many fights in that. Let's see. What other Christmas movies have fights in them? Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's another Shane Black movie. Iron Man 3. This is better than any of the Iron Man 3 fights. There's a good fight in Night of the Comet. That's a Christmas movie, but it's not
Reindeer
nearly as good as
Games.
this. Way better than anything in Reindeer Games. You know what? I'd have to think about. I mean, I like the fight at the end of Nightmare Before Christmas between Jack Skellington and the Oogie Boogie guy.
Yeah.
It's a good final scrap. He takes him out. I guess for a tentative thing, I would give this number 1.
I think that's a good spot.
What do you think? Number 1?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so torn because I think Die Hard is the greatest Christmas movie ever, but this is also, it doesn't have much of a final fight in that movie.
No.
This one has a straight up brawl.
Yeah.
So I think I got to put it ahead of, I think in terms of that, I got to put it ahead of Die Hard.
And once again, I really dig what Danny Glover did think about this. You're a big time actor, Danny Glover, and he allows himself to play second fiddle to Riggs in this. I mean, that's a cool thing by Danny Glover. I mean, that's a non-egotistical.
Mm-hmm.
I dig that. This whole fight scene to me just screams not full of themselves. And the jiu-jitsu shows me that they didn't phone this in. And I think that's why I respect it so much. Because we do watch final fights, man, that are phoned in. This one, I mean, they learned Brazilian jiu-jitsu for this. And it looks real. It's not annoying.
Yeah, and it's so ahead of its time, too.
Okay, I have a question.
Even 33 years later, if my math is right, this still looks great.
So I got really excited about something. I have a weird question to ask you. Who wins in a Brazilian jiu-jitsu match? You ready for this? Martin Riggs or Brian O'Connor?
Oh, man.
Because Brian takes, he arm triangles Dom. He uses it on Roman. He, like a lot bigger guys, he jiu-jitsus.
I'm gonna go with my buddy Riggs on this one.
I'm going O'Connor. And the only reason why, oh, sorry, dude. I get so excited. My bad. This is final. I get too excited, but I love in Fast and Furious 4, Dom Toretto, we know how powerful he is. He lands 4 shots straight to Brian's face from mount. Oh no, from half guard. And Brian is fine. And he still manages to get a arm triangle in and then an arm bar. So just by that, and he also manages to get Roman in Too Fast, Too Furious, who's a badass. So he takes some massive shots and he doesn't get knocked out. So I'm going Brian O'Connor over Martin Riggs.
Yeah, that's a good question, though.
Isn't that fun?
I think I gotta go with Riggs. The fact that, I mean, he only did half the movies that O'Connor did, but man, I think Riggs can take the punch, but I think what he also does, as it shows later in the movies, as you go 2, 3, and 4, he looks for that knockout blow as well.
No, but I'm just saying jiu-jitsu.
Just
jiu-jitsu. So
but then Riggs is gonna cheat and he's gonna knock him out anyways.
Okay, so then he gets disqualified. I'm talking. So you go to these wrestling meets. Like, let's say they're in the finals of a thing, and it's just like college NCAA finals. There's judges. There's eyes on them. This is just jiu-jitsu. Like, it's just wrestling.
Probably O'Connor then.
Yeah.
Probably O'Connor. If you put this fight into a front yard with no refs,
Riggs.
no rules, and just a fire hydrant, I'm going to give it to Riggs.
Because O'Connor fights with honor. But Riggs will eye gouge, as we'll get to, which I love. So yeah, I mean, all right, if this is a bunkhouse brawl, if this is Jailhouse Rock, I'm giving it to Riggs. But this is a straight up roll, just rolling on the mats with some geese, I'm going Brian O'Connor.
Deal. I agree.
Man, this conversation made my day. All right, well, this is fun, man. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for Tom Tresmer, this is Final Fights. We'll see you next week.